funnel funds to one of our political parties for any reason whatever.
Regularly takes in money from foreign sources. That's a threat to our democracy.
Also potentially troublesome development for Hillary Clinton.
Clinton Foundation accepted millions of dollars from seven foreign governments when Hillary Clinton was Secretary of State.
Foreign nations have donated to the Clinton Foundation.
Algeria was lobbying the U.S. at the time.
I read the news today. Oh boy, taking donations from foreign countries, including the United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, and Oman. John, what in God's name are the Clintons doing?
Encountering some new ethical concerns tonight.
Taking money again from foreign governments.
I think many people were shocked.
The appearances are awkward at best.
This is a potentially catastrophic move for Hillary Clinton. Millions of dollars from foreign governments. This isn't just the appearance of a conflict of interest. It's a real conflict of interest.
That's not how our democracy operates.
For today, in the name of freedom, we take the battle to them. Let's roll.
You're listening to War. We are America Radio, a place where conservatives, libertarians, and Tea Party Americans come together to get the real deal news. No filter, and a lot of patriotic spirit. We are America Radio.
Here in moments.
The ultimate gala spectacle.
Holy Mother of God on earth and in heaven at the exact same time.
You want a piece of me? You got it!
5 seconds left in the game. Do you believe in miracles? Yes!
We will make America strong again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. And we will make America great again.
Let's not stand on ceremony here, Mr.
Regulators. You regulate any steel.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? What is going on? Welcome to the Wayne Dupree Show. I'm your host, Wayne Dupree, along with my co-hosts, Cambry Nelson and Hutch Bailey Jr. What's up, people?
Good evening, you guys.
Hutch? Hutch? Yeah, I figured. It's saying that he needs a upgrade. I can see him talking, but his audio is not coming through. Hutch, let's try it again with you. All right. Hey, Cam, what's up, darling? What's up? What's going on? Cam?
Oops, I'm just talking away. I busted a Hutch for a second. No, I'm good. Just been busy and working my tail end off. And big weekend this weekend. Everybody's going to be out playing a big ground game in Nevada, California, and I'm ready for Tuesday.
Ready for Tuesday already? These are you WikiLeaked out yet?
Well, these suckers, man. They did WikiLeaks, and then the government did another one. The FOIAs came out, and I was just like, I'm tired of this.
It's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff. I mean, honestly, they would do us a whole lot better with just slapping the cuffs on her and taking her away, you know? I mean, there's no way that she's going to get out of some type of punishment. I mean, there's a punishment coming down. It's taking its time, but there's going to be a punishment coming down. There's just too much stuff out there for her.
Right, it's strategic. I was thinking today, I was driving, we were on the highway, and I was like, okay, the FBI has to be strategic in this case because one or two things can happen. Heaven forbid she wins Tuesday, or they try to do something today with her, then they can pardon her. I mean, it's just, I honestly am just like, you know what? If it's gonna take a year, I don't care if it takes a year. I just want it to be right, and I want them to get every single person involved.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. No. I agree. Listen, tonight we have Kristen Tate coming on the show. You've seen her on Red Eye. You've also seen her on the Bill O'Reilly show. She's also been throughout on Fox. Well, she's been through some of the other shows on Fox News. She just got finished writing a book and she's been out there religiously for Donald Trump, and we're happy to have her on in just a few. Is Wayne on RSB in the night? Yeah, I'm late in. Let's see, who said that? Edward Gerber. Yeah, I'm trying to get the links out. I was gonna have Cam and Hutch talk, but I can't get Hutch on here.
He's probably in the middle of updating his computer.
Probably. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because that thing came on. He's busy right there. So I was looking at something just a few minutes ago. I don't know if I can play it because it has some audio in it that TubeView might pull out and say whatever. But they were talking about some emails that came out this afternoon where Podesta a few years ago was warned about cybersecurity. A few years ago was warned about cybersecurity, and it looks like when he went under Hillary Clinton, it looks like she didn't pay attention to what they were talking about. Somebody said something about the pedophile stuff, and I know exactly what you're talking about. You're talking about the pedophile thing, the Bill Clinton thing, the Hillary Clinton thing, and let me say this, especially on this show. I'm not going to say anything about any pedophile, whatever, until they drag somebody out and say that it happened. Okay? I'm not going to tweet anything. I'm not going to put anything out because we don't know. Okay? Just putting it out there without somebody coming out and saying that it happened is almost like what happened when people were tweeting out that Assange was dead. And I was like, wait a minute, what are y'all doing? You haven't heard from him, but he ain't dead, So just hold on before you start putting that stuff out there because, and I think Cam alluded to something like this a couple weeks ago, but I read something about it last week, is that these stories are being put on the internet to how do you say it? Trick us into reporting this stuff, and then they make us look foolish. Now, it might be alluded to in the WikiLeaks, but we've also said on the show the email has to have a punch at the end. You have to have something. You have to have something at the end. Now, we'll walk around till we blue in the face and say that Hillary Clinton is a lesbian. But I mean, that's those are stories that, I remember this guy that I used to work with at Lockheed Martin that worked on that worked on cybersecurity, as a matter of fact, Microsoft. And he told me stories about stuff that happened in the White House, and I never went out and said it. I was surprised, but I never went out and said it. But when it started coming out bits and pieces, I knew, boom, 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 boom. But hey, listen, y'all tweet that pedophilia stuff out there, you're doing it at your own risk, okay? So, like if your account gets shut down for it and, whatever. All right, now, we already know about Jeffrey Epstein. We already know about him. But you start putting that stuff out there without solid proof, if you're just putting it on innuendo, you might as well put anything out there. You got to have some type of proof, man. Hillary Clinton is a bigot. I remember that clip. I don't remember that clip. But I'm not a news guy, so I'm just speculating. Polly Baba said, I'm not a news guy, so I'm just speculating. Bill flew on the jet, says Terry Sean. Flight records, phone records.
Yeah, we have all of that. That's the thing is right now all we have is the documentation, how
that
much it cost, how many times that he has been to and from there. Right. We have seen in the past year, I guess it came out a year and a half ago, we did see somebody actually come out and say something. But of course, as you know, if the media doesn't pick it up, there's not much a lot of validation.
Bring it back out
from it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
if it's a female or a little boy, bring it out. Bring them back out now. You know, I mean, yeah. Von Pauly in the chat room said, "Yep, I'm skeptical." Seriously, I mean, yeah. He flew on the plane with Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein is a bad dude. That we know. I remember Anonymous was supposed to be bringing out some type of videotape. Never came out. So I mean, until something concrete comes out, just be careful, y'all. That's all I'm saying. Just be careful. I mean, I got some information tonight on, and I shared it in our group, but just be careful, man. Just be careful. Don't put everything you see out there, because it could come back and bite you. As a matter of fact, I want to apologize for a 4chan. Is that what it's 4chan?
Yeah, I don't understand all that technical type of stuff. I think it's called 4chan.
4chan, yeah. Now, some of the stuff in that story seemed like it was true. It had happened, and actually, it was a prediction, and it happened right after. So, to a point, half of the story was true. But the story also said that Hillary Clinton was going to step down on Tuesday. Okay. You know, I had some backlash from people, but half of the stuff in there was true. WikiLeaks, FBI, stuff like that. I mean, walls closing on Hillary Clinton. Most of that stuff was true, but she didn't step down on Tuesday. November 5th is out there now, but you know, I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens when it happens, and when it happens, then. Terry Sean said she'll never step down. Do you think she would ever step down? I mean, seriously, common sense. With everything against her, and not even the mother lode yet. Mm-mm. You don't think that she would step down?
Mm-mm. You don't think? No, that's one thing that everyone. When you ask about a compliment about Hillary Clinton and people in politics and people that know her, so one thing she will not do is she will not give up whatsoever. I believe she thinks and believes in the back of her mind she's got every prime minister, every government, every politician in her pocket, and she's going to get out of this. I think that's not Hillary Clinton to just give up and walk away whatsoever. She will go down fighting if she is the last person. She's worked on being the president of the United States and she was 18 years old. She's not going down without a fight.
Well, I mean, do you think that the DNC would pull her down? Even if she didn't step down, do you think somebody would step in and forcibly remove her? Do you think that's possible?
I don't know the laws. What do you think, Hutch? I don't know the laws and legalities of. Is he not here? Nope.
No.
He's not here. I don't know the laws and legalities of what they can and what they cannot do. I know what they could do if at this point it's too late in the race. She could not get on Virginia ballots. A new person could not get on some of the other ballots. It's past the deadline. The only thing legally that they could do, but I think she has to probably be the one to come out and say that I'm no longer going to be running, is she could stay on the ballot, and then if she wins on Tuesday, then they would say actually Joe Biden is going to be going in this place. Right. That can happen, but legally wise, where they override her, I don't know the laws on forcing her out of that position. Honestly, the government could take her out right now and say, hey, you've broken this law, this prevents you broke the contract for classified information. Right. You are prohibited from ever getting any classified information and holding another
which the law is right now.
Right, yeah. She actually has broken so many laws. She's prohibited by law at this moment from ever holding another position in the United States government. Right now she's prohibited, but they're not upholding the law, so that's why she's running.
Hey, Hutch,
I agree. I mean, it's something.
Hold on for a second. I need you to do something for me, okay? Kind of irregular. I have to share the YouTube link and some of the other links.
I got it.
Okay, thank you.
So, ladies, you're listening to the Wayne Dupree program with Cam Nelson and Wayne Dupree and myself. And Cam, just continue on what you were saying there, because I'm a little bit late here. I know that the U.S. code, not even with all this stuff that's coming out now, but just with her destroying public email, which is correspondence, just with that alone, no intent, no nothing, just destroying it, precludes her from holding public office, and also could include some jail time and a fine. You there, Cam?
Yeah, she should be. I mean, right now I saw something. I mean, she should be locked up for a long time. And depending on what they're going to get her with, because this is what people have to realize. There's not just one investigation going on. There's another investigation going on that actually involves her, Bill, and Chelsea. So you've got the Clinton Foundation. That's one investigation, which I'm sure they're racking up the pay-to-play type of stuff. Now you've got this stuff going on, classified information, and there's probably more that's going to be coming out all in due time. That's more stuff piling on top of each other. From what I have seen and what other people have gotten, like 15 to 20 years for classified information just on one email, then if she's got all these different emails with classified information, she's putting our country at risk. To me, that's like life. You're done.
Absolutely, but let me just and I always wondered about this, because I wondered, now this is so clear to me, that why doesn't anybody say this? And I think Donald Trump and the campaign is holding it in case there's a problem with the election or whatever. But ladies and gentlemen, just listen to this. It's very short, and remember that the director of the FBI showed that her team destroyed emails. We know that. That's a fact. 18 U.S. Code 2071, concealment, removal, or mutilation generally. Whoever willfully and unlawfully conceals, removes, mutilates, obliterates, or destroys, or attempts to do so with intent to do so, also takes and carries away any record, proceeding, map, book, paper, document, or other thing filed or deposited with any clerk or officer of any court of the United States or in any public office, or with any judicial or public officer of the United States, shall be fined under this title or in prison not more than 3 years, or both. B, whoever having the custody of such record, proceeding, map, book, document, paper, or other thing, willfully and unlawfully conceals, removes, mutilates, obliterates, falsifies, or destroys the same, shall be fined under this title or in prison not more than 3 years, or both, and shall forfeit his office and be disqualified from holding any office under the United States. Under this term, office does not include the office held by any person as a retired officer of the Armed Forces of the United States, June 25th, 1948. How does it get more clear than that?
It's very simple. You just read it, follow the laws. I mean, it's sad when you see these other countries that aren't doing as great as the United States of America upholding laws greater than we are. I mean, it's clear. I mean, we clearly can see that at this point, Trump has been right. He knows the system has been rigged. There is corruption. I don't believe there's a little bit of corruption. I don't think we even can comprehend how deep the rabbit hole goes. I think the rabbit hole goes so deep that it circles around and finds itself again to where it's never ending. And it's going to take a long time to try to figure this out. The rabbit hole is so deep. This is a government corruption. This is not just a party corruption. This is the United States of America's government is fully corrupt. And I'm even seeing it in some of the stuff that was released today with Rubio's name in it, with Graham's name in it, with McCain's name in it. More and stuff is coming out. It is not right and it is not left. It is, they are all in this together. And it's more of the top tier elites. Yeah.
You're absolutely right, and I was coiled like a spring when you were talking about it when I couldn't get on the show. When you said the net needs to be cast so wide, we need to get somebody like Giuliani, somebody with experience in RICO prosecutions, and I don't care how many Republicans get caught up in it, and I'll tell you something else. Network executives better get caught up in it too. They better be defendants too, because they are derelict and committing treason when they know these facts. You know what? Don't tell the American people.
You know what? I had somebody contacted me from the Tea Party when I was praising WikiLeaks for what they were doing. And they were like, well, when it happens to the GOP, don't go crying, don't. I was like, if it happens to the GOP, good.
Send them to the Lions too.
Yeah. I mean, what are we talking about? I mean, because if you want me to defend the GOP, that's almost like me defending somebody of color that shot somebody, and then the police shot them, for because of their action. But you want me to take up for the person of color because they were the one in the wrong. I'm not defending no GOP person. No, I ain't doing it.
Not even a little bit. I mean, you look at where they've brought us. They allowed Bill Clinton to get away with everything that he got away with. These people have been in charge for years now. Paul Ryan and the crew, and Mitch McConnell.
Yeah. Okay, so all right. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. I had to get the show out. I usually get the show out to many of our people across the internet on social media. So let me see if my guest is ready. When's the last time anybody saw Sean Connery?
I haven't seen him in a while.
I've missed him a lot. I mean,
I saw him in The Untouchables.
That was a long time ago. Sean Connery. Hello, is this Pizza Hut?
Yes, it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, on the line right now is a young lady that is full of information. Last time I saw her was at CPAC, I think, and I've meant to get her on the show a whole lot more since then. But she is killing it on TV. She's on Fox. She's on Fox Business. I've seen her on CNN. She's a contributor to The Hill. And I want to ask you about that, too, because, I got to ask you about that because I think you're probably the only sane one over there. But I'm serious, man. The Hill, well, I'll tell you in a second. Ladies and gentlemen, my little sister, Kristen Tate. What's up?
Not much. Thank you so much for having me on, Wayne. I am so excited, especially now that we're just a couple of days away from the election, which is kind of crazy.
It's looking. I mean, the media is making it look like it's tied, but
yeah,
the momentum, the Trump momentum, is really pushing him out there, and they can't hide it anymore. They're trying to, but they can't hide it anymore. Do you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. And the other thing that a lot of the polls don't measure and that the media isn't talking about is voter turnout.
Right.
If you look at enthusiasm among Clinton base, it's much lower than Trump's base. The last poll I saw by the Washington Post showed that just 33% of Hillary's own supporters are very enthusiastic.
Mm-hmm.
So that means the majority of the people who say they support Clinton aren't even that excited about it, which tells me that many of those people won't actually show up to the polls. You got to remember, it takes time and effort to go vote.
Right.
So I think a lot more, or a much higher percentage of Trump supporters, they're angry. They are chomping at the bit to vote. They can't wait to go cast their ballot. Hillary supporters, they're not that excited. So I think that's another thing we got to keep in mind when we look at these polls.
With and I've been trying. This is probably my first election where I've really tried to stay away from the polls. I mean, I know some websites use it as clickbait, but me, black man, high blood pressure. I tried to get away from those polls because I know that y'all laughing. I'm serious. No, okay, the polls are well, they tried, especially with that 12-point poll from ABC and Washington Post. I mean, when I saw that, I was like, y'all have got to be kidding me. 12 points?
Yeah.
12 points up? So with these polls, which poll do you trust the most, if you trust anything?
I mean, the polls are pretty accurate, but again, what they can't measure is you can't really measure mobility. So, yeah, I mean, when you call people on the phone, it's very easy for them to sit there while they're watching their reality shows and say, oh, yeah, I support Hillary. And that's true. I mean, I think the polls are very accurate of what the voters support. What they can't measure is who's actually going to get off their butt and go vote. So the best way to guess that is by looking at enthusiasm levels. Again, you see Trump way up when it comes to enthusiasm. And also, I mean, we got to look at the key swing states, because those are really the states that are going to, determine this election. And he has such momentum in states like Florida, Ohio, even North Carolina now. So it's looking very good for him.
I have a question. I'm Cambrian. Nice to meet you, darling. Question, I'm blunt and I'm frank. I don't beat around the bush. Question for you, because that's how I have to be, because many people, we sit at home, watch television, we want to break it, starting about 7 o'clock at night, we want to break the TV.
Oh, yeah.
And really the true outlet that I love is One American News. And of course I watch Fox News because I'm a Hannity fan. But there's been a lot of Trump hate going on, and there's not a lot of trust at all whatsoever when it comes to really what the American people want. I hear a different spin from a lot of older people on Fox, and there's been a lot of Trump hate. We already know who owns Fox News. We already know that it is establishment. I mean, and without saying too much, I mean, how is it? Because we all know it's rigged. We all know that there is an agenda. We all know that it is TMZ politics, and it is basically propaganda pushed through the airwaves. I mean, what's the dynamic there between somehow the Fox News's views and some of the anchors' views? I mean, what really is happening? Because I see it as this is like talk shows. This is not politics. This is talk shows. And there seems like there's a big divide going on right now within the media itself. It's imploding. It's sinking like a ship right now because citizen journalism is kicking their butts.
Yep. No, I totally agree. I mean, it's no surprise to me at all that places like CNN and, normally left-leaning outlets are very anti-Trump. I mean, all of us expected that. What really makes me disgusted is when conservatives are coming out against Trump.
Yeah,
I mean,
me too.
Really, Trump's biggest foe right now isn't even Hillary Clinton, it's the GOP.
Right.
It's not even just the media. I mean, even like Paul Ryan and these other representatives of the party itself, they ought to be ashamed because they are taking the one person who can beat Hillary Clinton and they are just completely destroying him instead of helping him. They're literally helping Hillary Clinton. So if Hillary Clinton wins next week, I think we've got to look right at Paul Ryan, right at all of these other so-called conservatives who are continuously throwing the only person who can beat Hillary Clinton under the bus. And it's not just the people in the media. It's also, again, people like Paul Ryan, Mitt Romney, John McCain. These people are not conservatives.
Right.
No, you're right. And Kristen, good evening. Thanks for coming on the show. I'm Hutch Bailey Jr.
Thanks for having me.
I want to talk about something that you talked about before the polls. I think you have a situation right now where you have two polar opposites, Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. And there's no way that somebody with any kind of brain matter can think that opinion switched 15 points in a week. I mean, this is gaslighting. They're just being a little more honest than they were a week ago because you have these polling companies that they go after likely voters. But you've seen the rise of the monster vote, the people that are coming out. I know a 72-year-old woman that registered for the first time in her life to vote, to come out and vote Donald Trump. And I think there's a lot of people out there like that. But that being said, I'd like to ask you about something. One of the biggest subjects of this election has been immigration, illegal immigration. Yeah. And you, prior to shifting to the opinion field, were actually a reporter for Breitbart News down in Texas and broke critical stories on the border. Yep. I just wonder if you could talk about that for a couple minutes.
Yeah, immigration really is the most important issue in this election, perhaps besides the Supreme Court nomination, which is also very important. But I'm so glad that we have a candidate who has highlighted this because, I'm an East Coaster. I grew up in the Boston and New Hampshire area. And when I got down to Texas, when you're on the East Coast and you're in the North, you don't really know what the immigration crisis is. I mean, you hear about it, you read about it. But when you go down there on the border and in southern Texas and you see what's going on, it makes it real. I mean, there were times where I parked my car on high ground down there in McAllen, right on the border, and you could just watch hordes of Central Americans and Mexicans swimming across the river, coming in illegally, and instead of turning them around, our own government loads them up on these DHS buses and takes them to what they call processing centers, which is essentially a taxpayer-subsidized hotel where they get food, they get TV, and then they get processed. And they send them off into the heartland, and they say, okay, come back to court in a month so we can have a hearing to decide if you stay here. Well, guess what? 90% of those people never show up at their court date, and they stay in the country. It's a big problem. And again, it's an issue that is very hard to conceptualize if you've never actually seen it going on. So that was really what I was trying to expose as a journalist down there. I think we need more videos, we need more photos, actually visually showing how this law breaking is going on a mass scale.
Kristen, you also have a book that you just put out, Government Gone Wild, how D.C. politicians are taking you for a ride and what you can do about it. Give our audience a little synopsis of what that book is about, which you can also, ladies and gentlemen, you can buy it on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, or BAM.
Yeah, so, I encourage everyone to get this book for their kids, their grandkids. What I really tried to do with this book is appeal to millennials, young people who may not be that interested in politics, and open their eyes up to these critical issues like immigration, like government spending, like regulation, and do it in a way that's fun and engaging for them. Because, you can't expect a millennial who's never really engaged with politics to pick up a wonkish book by Ted Cruz or, read these articles on the National Review. Their eyes glaze over. You got to introduce them to these subjects in fun ways and show them why they have got to care about the future of our country. And moreover, we got to make politics fun for young people, or else they're not going to care about these issues. So that's really what I tried to do in my book. It's a fun read, and hopefully people will learn a couple things from it.
I watched Donald Trump Jr., Laura Trump, and Eric Trump. They were talking to a group of millennials with Sean Hannity. And I saw you on Sean Hannity too. You were on Sean Hannity too. But I'm telling you, you just all over TV. But and that's a good thing. That's a good thing. But do you think millennials are catching on to Donald Trump right now? Because a whole lot of, well, not a whole lot, but a large amount were behind Bernie Sanders. And right now, Bernie Sanders is in hiding. I don't know why, but he's in hiding because of this Hillary Clinton scandal thing. And right now, they're probably looking for somebody to fall behind, and they really don't want to fall behind Hillary Clinton. Do you think that they're going to swing toward Donald Trump on Tuesday?
I have a lot of friends who were Bernie supporters.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to tell you, as much as I would love to say, yeah, I think they're going to show up for Trump, I don't. I think that largely young people are going to stay home on voting day.
Mm-hmm.
But, that almost helps Trump because I think if they were to go out and vote, they would probably vote for Hillary just because they are being brainwashed by celebrities, by pop culture, all of these different facets that the left uses to push their narratives. Young people are being brainwashed. But Hillary is just so unlikable and so uninspiring that most of the young people I know who were former Bernie supporters don't want to go vote for her. I saw a poll the other day that said 2/3 of former Bernie Sanders supporters do not think that Hillary Clinton received the nomination fairly. So they view her as corrupt. They're not inspired by her, and she will not be able to make them turn out the way Obama did in 2008 and 2012.
You said something, pop culture. What's taking the Republican Party so long to get caught up in the pop culture? Because from what I'm hearing, from what I'm hearing is Jay-Z is going to be doing a concert the night before the election. Okay, in Ohio, Cleveland, I think. I'm not sure. What's taking the GOP so long to connect with pop culture?
You know, I think part of the problem is just the culture of Hollywood. A lot of celebrities are quietly conservative, but they're scared to be public about that because it's really career suicide when you're in Hollywood. I mean, look at what happened to Vince Vaughn. Vince Vaughn came out as a conservative back in 2012, and his career took a big hit for it, and now you never hear from the guy again. So it's very tough. But conservatives need to get creative. They need to start doing things that are a little bit off the wall and edgy. There's a street artist who I love. His name is Sabo, or maybe it's Sabo. I don't know.
Sabo, yeah, right.
Yeah, he's great. We need more stuff like that. Like, kind of edgy art, pop culture stuff that gets the attention of young people. You know, we need things other than basically old white men like John McCain spreading the message. That's how you're going to get young people interested in this stuff.
Well, Kristen, look, I thank you so much for joining us on the show. How can people locate you on Twitter and your website and your book again?
Well, thank you so much for having me, Wayne. This is one of my favorite shows. People can find me online on Twitter at Kristen B. Tate, and Kristen is spelled Kristin B. Tate. And you can find me on my website at www.thelibertarianchick.com, and then my book is on Amazon, of course. Government Gone Wild.
We're gonna bring you back on Monday for a few minutes before the election. So, like, if you hear anything in Fox Studios or whatnot, just save it for us for Monday night.
Absolutely, I can't wait to join you on Monday.
All right, thank you so much, dear. Bye bye.
Thank you, Wayne.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Kristen Tate, and I'm sure you can see her on, if you watch Fox all the way, you can watch it on Fox Business with Neil Cavuto, watch her with Sean Hannity, she's on there. She even made Bill O'Reilly a couple of times. So, again, she has the book out for on her website, and she'll probably be at CPAC too again. She'll probably be a CPAC, but she's a very, very, very informative, and she really knows her stuff. And I'm glad that she joined us tonight. Listen, I gotta read y'all something. Somebody sent me something. You remember I said that Sanders was gone. Nobody's heard from him at all.
I heard he was campaigning with Hillary.
He was campaigning with Hillary tonight. That's what
really?
I thought. But
okay, because I'm reading this from endingthefed.com. Have y'all ever used that before? Endingthefed.com.
Yep.
Okay. All right. WikiLeaks email shows Bernie Sanders was paid off to support Hillary. Did you? Have y'all heard that?
I know that directly after the convention, he purchased a vacation home for $600,000 in cash.
Right.
So maybe that had something to do with it. That's a pretty hard amount to come around with when you're in Congress.
Cam, you heard anything?
I haven't seen the WikiLeaks or anything on that. The only thing I knew is people were questioning how he came up with the $600,000 to pay for his house, but I haven't seen anything in WikiLeaks yet that he's gotten paid off. But to me, clearly all the signs were there. His behavior was definitely showing that something was off. And I immediately thought he's gotten paid off because he took a big stand, and then it was like, again, overnight.
Right.
Completely changed his tune, and to me, that's not Bernie Sanders whatsoever. That is not Bernie Sanders at all.
And you know what's interesting is you look at the passion that the Bernie Sanders supporters had, and you see all this information coming out about how the DNC colluded with the administration, that colluded with the Department of Justice and the Hillary Clinton campaign to steal the nomination. Where are all the Bernie supporters? Why are they not in the streets just furious that this was taken from them? Because that's what happened.
It's almost like they just flamed out.
Right.
It's almost like they just flamed out.
I mean, they thought they actually had a chance. A lot of them sent money, too. Millions of dollars. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden, poof, Donna Brazile gave them the debate questions.
Poof, right?
Yeah.
Poof. Okay, well, look, listen. Okay, all right. A new email uncovered by WikiLeaks heavily suggests that Brent Budkowski, an ex-legislative director to Congressman Bill Alexander, an oddly short-lived political blogger, was involved in an initiative to pay off the Sanders campaign to support Hillary Clinton. Here is the letter. John, one thought considering would be for HRC to offer leadership for a better kind of politics by suggesting Democratic candidates agree not to run negative ads against each other during the primaries, a modern version of Reagan's 11th commandment of Republicans not attacking each other. She would get credit with voters for trying. Bernie would almost certainly agree, and O'Malley doesn't matter at this point and probably won't. HRC could then spend the money running positive ads about herself, jumper toast, against Republicans, which helps her favorable in trust numbers, draw a nice contrast between her and Republicans. And when she has to go negative, when Republicans do, she has a strong foundation of having campaigned for higher standard of politics, which voters want. Frankly, I think it was dumb for McCaskill and Gutierrez to be attacking Bernie. We're going to need his voters to turn out in November for HRC. He won't be nominated. I am doing the opposite, repeatedly writing friendly and positive pieces about Bernie as an HRC reporter, and when the time is right, I will have the money in the bank with him and his people as a liberal to urge them to come out in force to vote for HRC, which is not a given, and we won't have much margin for error in a close election. Brent.
Wow.
Yep, I've read that one.
You contrast that versus what Donald Trump is saying.
Right.
About trying to uplift the country and speaking about good things and real things. And all these people are doing is trying to trick people.
Yep. Isn't it crazy?
That is crazy. I mean, you're right. I don't understand why a lot of these millennials aren't out in the streets getting upset. There are some that have gone with Hillary. There's a lot here in California have gone with Jill Stein. And they're so focused on environmental type of stuff. Sometimes they're kind of like done with the campaign. Oh, we lost. Now let's just move on to something different. But I mean, that's something, the only way we're going to be able to resonate with the millennials, because this is what they love, is they don't like the establishment. So if you want to use the last 5 days and talk to a millennial, tweet to a millennial, or capture their attention, talk about getting rid of the establishment. Don't talk about Trump. Don't talk about Hillary. Talk about getting rid of the establishment, because they already know who is anti-establishment.
I'd hit him in the pocket. I'd hit him in the pocket. I'd come out there with a big graphic that shows 2 paychecks, the one they're getting now and the one that they will get when Trump's tax cuts are put in. And show them you're going to get $250 more a week if you elect this guy, because that's what the millennials are all about themselves, a lot of them. And it is I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I just read both of y'all a WikiLeaks email. As of 6 p.m. tonight, which is about 3 hours ago, FBI finds emails related to Hillary Clinton's State Department tenure on Anthony Weiner's computer.
They're starting to put those out.
The FBI has found emails related to Hillary Clinton's tenure as Secretary of State on the laptop belonging to estranged husband of Uma Abedin. Listen.
From 2011, right?
From, hold on. Let me see. I'm looking for a date. I don't see a date on here. These emails are not duplicates of emails found on Secretary Clinton's private server. At this point, however, it remains to be seen whether these emails are significant to the FBI's investigation into Clinton. First off, they are.
If the FBI doesn't have them, that means that she hid them.
They are significant because, number one, she's a secretary, or she was a Secretary of State was supposed to be a high clearance. He didn't have that clearance. So those emails should not be on his computer, period.
No way. No way, you're right.
It is a significance. I mean, I don't know who wrote that, but it
regardless
is
of what's in them.
Regardless of what's in it. It could be, Hutch, hey, are we going to lunch? Yeah, sure, fine, let's go to lunch. I don't care what's in it. He doesn't have the authority to see the Secretary of State's email.
And probably the reason he has them is because they were on that Radio Shack server. He probably got some guy from down in Queens or something to hack into it and get him some life insurance.
What's interesting today is you see some of the communications about the Hillary emails and and her going in to testify. Her staff believe this is about, they want her emails. They don't want ours. So what are we going to do about the ones that we have to get rid of and not turn over? I mean, so this is that their thinking was they want Hillary's emails. They're not looking at my emails. I mean, this is how ridiculous some of her staff members are at looking at this, that they think that they just want her so they're safe and they're okay, when really they're not.
I was listening, I don't know why, it was an accident. I was listening to Mark Levin a little bit earlier tonight. Mark Levin said something that was pretty profound, that that some of the emails were sent from Barack Obama using an alias to Podesta and to Hillary Clinton on her unsecured server. He was using his BlackBerry. Now, that BlackBerry now implicates him of sending material from the highest office in the land to an unsecured server. You see what I'm saying now? You see where I'm going with this?
Oh, the whole thing, they've got everything.
That BlackBerry now should become part of us. Excuse me, sir, we're going to have to collect your BlackBerry. Because I remember when he got in the office. And there was something, you can search it on Google.
He wanted to keep the BlackBerry.
He wanted to keep the BlackBerry, and they said no.
I remember that too.
They said no, you can't. And for somehow he was allowed to keep it. But I'm sure. But now that, like I was saying on the show, I think it was at lunchtime or last night. No, actually, I was telling my daughter this. When I was working at a government job, they were giving out phones for the job, basically, so they can keep tabs on you, and when they needed you, they can call you anytime they want to. It had an email service on it. Now, my question was, I wanted to merge my personal email, just create like another account and have it all in one place. And the people in the IT room said, I wouldn't suggest that, because at any time, the company can take your phone and everything that's on there belongs to the company. All your personal stuff belongs to the company. What Barack Obama has done now is he sent emails from his BlackBerry to an unsecured server that the FBI is investigating. These emails sent from Anthony Weiner's computer to the server. His BlackBerry now should become part of this investigation, because whatever he sent to Hillary Clinton, if he sent anything, which he probably did, which is probably something in those 33,000 emails,
650,000
emails, then Russia probably got it, China probably got it, Iran probably got it. You see what I'm saying? So I mean, and both of y'all know that the Clintons don't like the Obamas, and the Obamas don't like the Clinton, but the Obamas out there like somebody got something on him, campaigning like a banshee.
Yeah, he is.
You know.
I think the FBI is, that's like I said, the rabbit hole is deep. That's why I want them to take their time And I don't think it's just going to be a few people, a handful of people that they're going to go after. I think at this point they know that everything that they say has to be so tight-lipped, because what we're seeing is we're seeing FBI informants leaking to liberal media, and we're seeing informants starting to leak into Fox News. So the best thing that they can do right now is to basically pretty much not give us as much information, because it sounds like there's still people inside the FBI that are willing to talk. So I guarantee you they've got eyes on things that they're not even remotely telling the DOJ or Obama. But, Obama, he's just going to say, I find out, through media.
Mm-hmm. Well, here we are. Here we are.
ESPN.
We're a couple days before an election, and where we are as a country is we are at the last stage of a peaceful revolution. We have revealed, and thank God for Donald Trump and everybody else, the total corruption of our federal government, and we have a chance on Tuesday to correct it. But I want to say something I said on my show, Wayne. Pray for the FBI people that are involved in this investigation, because even with a Trump win, this investigation has to go all the way to justice.
Yeah. I mean,
and they need strength. They need our prayers.
It can't be one of those things like the Gloria Allred thing where she brings the woman out, and then after the election is over, you don't hear from her again. No,
or you send Huma Abedin to jail and then it's over. No, that's not good enough.
No, it's not good enough. I'm sorry, Hillary has to go down.
And all the people that supported her.
Right.
But that's to all of them, man. All of them. In the media, everybody.
Yeah. And honestly, just like you said, the heads of the networks should go down too.
Absolutely.
The heads of the networks should go down too, because they kept pushing her.
We need to look at what can make America great again. We have to be able to be the strongest, most industrial country. The EPA, all of them need to go down.
Go ahead, Cam.
No, and also, there was something that came out today. The Google headquarters, the president of Google, one of the founders of Google, was meeting personally with Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
He's all involved in it as well.
Yeah.
So this is not only just inside Washington, D.C., and people have to realize that. They were talking to people in Hollywood. They were talking about different things of what they can do. They were talking to, president CEOs of, Apple, Google. I called and kind of jumped on my, electric company today. And it was funny. I pissed them off. But it was pretty funny, making calls like, hey, don't give me that. Don't tell me don't monopolize things. You're the biggest giver to the Clinton Foundation. Your company is. So criminals tend to stick with criminals.
Did you say that?
I sure did say that.
You said the electric company?
Yeah.
Is your
they
light still on?
It. Yeah, when you move from a home to a smaller home and your bill here, and they're lying to us saying, oh yeah, we control your solar panels and we do this, and then they send you a $500 bill for solar panels. My electric bill should be $55. They lie. They want that.
Right.
But they're one of the biggest donors in California to the Hillary Clinton. I was like, listen, I know you guys no, we do. I said, yes, you do. It's like WikiLeaks busted you guys. You're one of the biggest donors. Criminals stick together. You guys write the policies. I said, so, I said, y'all are busted. Really, I did. But that's the thing. It's everything around us, from everything that our phones, our networks, who we pay our bills to. I'm sure that they're all involved, and I'm sure that's a pay to play here in California. So maybe I need to go freaking protest them tomorrow.
And let's not forget John Boehner and these people that have allowed the Benghazi thing to happen. I want everybody that's involved. I just want an honest investigation by somebody with courage.
Yeah. I want an honest investigation, but I really want an honest Congress. I don't care. Listen, if you can't do it, then you get in front of the American people and say, we can't do it, but we're still going to work on something. Just tell the truth. Just tell the truth. The American people a whole lot of people have turned against politics because of the corruption in D.C. A whole lot of people are turned off of politics because they don't trust them, because they get up in D.C. and then they forget us. They don't want to talk to us. They won't answer their emails. They will shut off their phones so that nobody can get through. And people are like, man, it doesn't matter who we elect. No,
exactly.
It does matter. It does matter. It does matter if you get up off your bed, get up out of your chair, get in the car and go and vote. Okay, it does matter. Now, all right, so that's another one. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been listening to The Wayne Dupree Show. I'm your host, Wayne Dupree, along with Cambry Nelson and Hutch Bailey Jr. Cam, you got any last words?
Get out there, y'all. Just get out there. You got to get your voice being heard. You got to get out there and vote. And you got to talk to people about what's important to them. They got to think of their children, especially if they are parents. Don't give in to the media. Take everything you have and run with it. And this weekend, get out there and get on a ground game. Grab a sign, rally, and, get hopeful and pray for this country and pray for God's hand back on this country so we win Tuesday night.
Touch.
Don't believe the polls. We've been ahead for months, and we're going to continue to surge.
There we go. And I'm looking on the video. There are 3 Trump rallies on RSBN tomorrow, so don't forget to check that out. It says join us tomorrow for 3 Trump rallies, so don't forget to. You know what? There's an option where you can set a reminder on these videos. So, but you can do a whole lot better by just subscribing to the channel. Because if you subscribe to the channel, then you get notified when Right Side Broadcasting goes live. But if you aren't subscribed, you can click on the set reminder and it'll let you know then too. Cam, how can people reach you on social media?
I am on Twitter at CamKAMVTV.
Hutch Bailey Jr. on Facebook. Berg's iView on Twitter.
Okay, Mayor.
People keep coming out and trying to go to Birds.
I'm guilty. I did that.
Look, I kept, for the longest, I didn't put the H on there for the longest. I was like, why can't I find this? Where can I find him? Ladies and gentlemen, just follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Just type in Wayne Dupree Show. We'll be back here tomorrow night, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I tried to get Mr. James O'Keefe in here, so we'll see. We're trying to get him in here. But we're going to have open phone lines tomorrow night. Hutch, Cam, I'm thinking about doing something on Sunday night. But I'll talk to y'all after the show about that. Okay, so, Sunday before the election.
You just got to let me know because I'm working a ground game this weekend in California.
Got you. That's why I was like, bam, got to let you know something. Okay.
I got to get out and work.
That's right. I understand. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, Jacob, take us out. Thank you so much, RSBN, and get ready for the Spreaker After Party. Thank you very much.